News Week in Review. Governor Dayton Wednesday approved a request for state assistance from Cass, Crow Wing, and Todd counties following severe thunderstorms and high winds last month, July 12th and 13th. Preliminary damage assessments showed approximately $1.3 million in damages from the storm. Under state law, the state provides 75% of total eligible costs, and each county is responsible for the remaining 25%. A St. Cloud woman has died after suffering injuries in a house fire on Northway Circle Sunday afternoon. The St. Cloud Police Department said 70-year-old Lorraine Honer was taken to St. Cloud Hospital with serious injuries after the fire, was then taken by helicopter to HCMC where she died. The fire started at 2041 Northway Circle in St. Cloud around 1:30 Sunday afternoon. 2 people were inside the house when a fire started in an upstairs bedroom. Honer was inside the bedroom when the fire started. The other resident of the house, 42-year-old male, was treated on the scene for minor injuries. Police said the fire appears to have accidentally been started by a cigarette. A Monticello man drowned in Lake Mitchell back on Friday, just over a week ago. 52-year-old Paul Polkamp died 8 days ago after being discovered unresponsive around 4:35 that afternoon. Polkamp had been swimming and anchored around a friend's boat in the lake. Polkamp was wearing a life jacket at the time of the incident. The sheriff's office is still investigating. Stearns County divers completed their search for a missing man's body in Quarry 8 at the Quarry Park and Nature Reserve Wednesday, but did not find the body of 30-year-old Philip Miller of St. Cloud, who went missing August 6th. On Monday, the water level of the quarry, originally 100 feet deep, was down to 10 feet. Wednesday morning, divers were lowered to the water by a crane to resume their search. The investigation will now turn over to the St. Cloud Police Department. Investigators had found personal items near Quarry 8 and Miller's car at the park, leading them to believe he had died by suicide in the quarry. Investigators do not plan to drain additional quarries. Estimates indicate the quarry could take 8 to 10 years to naturally refill with rain, snow, and groundwater. The nearly empty quarry presents a bit of a hazard, so the sheriff's office has recommended they put up a permanent fence around the quarry. A ballroom and several other elements were removed or changed in an effort to keep the River's Edge Convention Center in St. Cloud parking ramp within the $11.56 million budget. The St. Cloud City Council heard details at a study session this week Monday. Previous bids for the project came in higher than anticipated and were rejected earlier this summer. The design team and city staff reassessed the project so it would meet budget requirements. The biggest change is the elimination of a ballroom addition to the convention center. Staff estimates the project will be about $345,000 under the target, $11.56 million, while carrying a $500,000 contingency. The goal is to have the ramp completed by the middle of August or early September next year. Sergeant Doug Rexted, an investigator with the Morrison County Sheriff's Department, was voted in as Motley's interim police chief until a permanent replacement can be found. Rexted will be hired for up to 4 months, giving the city time to find the right person for the job. Rexted will mentor the one police officer in Motley, Jason Borish, who has been working in the department for 5 months. When a new chief is found, Rexted will mentor them, too. The Minnesota National Guard and Department of Public Safety want to turn what's now just one oil rail car sitting in a field into a multi-million-dollar disaster training facility. Legislators from the Minnesota House of Representatives Bonding Committee visited Camp Ripley just over a week ago to hear soldiers and state officials pitch a $3.1 million bonding request for an oil disaster simulator that emergency personnel from communities across the state could use to train. Around 6 o'clock Tuesday evening, the Morrison County SWAT team executed a search warrant at the address of 3351 Scandia Drive in Scandia Valley Township near Motley. The search warrant was the result of several months of investigation by the Central Minnesota Violent Offender Task Force. Through a collaborative effort involving other agencies, information was received that a marijuana grow operation was taking place. In addition, investigators learned that marijuana was actively being sold from the residence. During the search, officers located a large marijuana grow operation inside the residence. The tenant of the property, 48-year-old Gary Jackman of Cushing, was arrested at the scene and taken to Morrison County Jail, pending formal charges for felony possession and drug sales. Also arrested, 26-year-old Ariel Ciordia of Little Falls. She's being held at Morrison County Jail pending formal drug possession charges. Princess Kay of the Milky Way will be crowned next week on Wednesday night. This year, Morgan Uphoff of Melrose, representing Stearns County, is the closest to our area. Another finalist includes Kyla Mock of Howard Lake in Wright County and 10 others. The finalists will each have one day to have their likeness carved into a butterhead, but Princess Kay will have her likeness carved on the first day of the state fair. The state fair kicks off at 6 a.m. this coming Thursday morning, August 27th, runs through Labor Day, September 7th, east of St. Paul. A 42-year-old from Little Falls was hurt in an accident that involved her vehicle and two parked vehicles. The accident around 10:20 Tuesday morning occurred on 11th Street Northeast near Highway 27 in Little Falls. A van was traveling south on 11th Street when the driver swerved to the right, hitting a vehicle that was parked on the side of the road, pushing it into another parked vehicle. There were no occupants in either of the parked vehicles. The driver of the van, Christina Wall of Little Falls, was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Two men accused of soliciting prostitution in a public place as part of a May law enforcement sting made their first court appearance this week on Monday. 57-year-old Eugene Allard of Little Falls and 33-year-old Matthew Berg of Brainerd appeared in court and were given conditions of their releases and hearing schedules. Berg will appear on October 21st and Allard on November 18th on their charges. It was also reported earlier this week that as of Tuesday, 27-year-old Kevin Desmond Grosclose of Little Falls remained at large after skipping his hearing a week ago yesterday, and a warrant was out for his arrest. Numerous local agencies are participating in a statewide effort to crack down on DWI enforcement. Over 300 law enforcement agencies are turning up the heat on drunk drivers now through September 7th by conducting extra DWI patrols. As the end of summer nears, Labor Day is the second deadliest major holiday with 24 fatalities over the last 5 years on Minnesota roads. Only the 4th of July with 25 fatalities had more. And congratulations to Dave Becker, Eric LeBlanc, and Larry Lenners for winning the cash drawings at the Morrison County Fair last week, and also to the Schubert family for their puppy hay bale winning the Traveling Trophy Award. Al Bartel and Margaret Johnson were named the Morrison County Outstanding Senior Citizen Award winners. They will both travel to the State Fair on September 3rd to vie for the State Award. That completes this week's Local News Week in Review. Thanks for listening.